Hello everyone and welcome back to New Build Guide. This isn't exactly an original idea or a build that's never been seen before. However, in my opinion, this is probably the strongest late game build you could have for farming the Crucible or the Pestilence zones. For that reason, I'm not going to give it any special name. I'm just going to call it the late game Frost Mage. I'm sure you've seen different variations of this build posted on Discord, YouTube, and various different places. Notably, Larry's Sub-Zero build is quite well known. However, I thought I would post my version of the build with a little bit of a different flavor, how I play it, and also tie it in with the next video that's coming out, which is a very similar build to this. However, that's been optimized for a fast level up situation. The reason why I think this is probably the best build you could have for your endgame farming is because it has a very, very low failure rate because you have a lot of survivability built into it, not in the form of defenses, but in the form of crowd control. Also, if you compare this to other builds that I've posted before, let's say the Fire Mage build, if you are going through the Pestilence zones and you're fighting bosses in areas like the Marinwood pit, which is a water pit, you will have a tough time getting through it with fire damage because your burn damage is completely nullified by the water. Also, plague damage, a lot of the plague spells are kind of bugged right now, especially with the execution, so you don't get a lot of health back when you use them. So I wouldn't suggest going the plague route. And in my opinion, again, this is probably the best end game build you could have for yourself and reliably farm the Crucible and the Pestilence zones. I think that's a sufficient introduction for the build. Let's take a look at the build components and jump into the Crucible right after quickly and see how it does. For your main hand weapon, you want to go with Hoarfrosticle. This is a level 1 wand that you can buy straight up from the Eleanor. You will have to slot it with Glacial Spike. Throw that you will extract from the Hunter's Axe sold by the Smithy. Homing Frost and Frost Stream are both found on another staff that Eleanor sells, and you can just extract it from that. Then you want to slot your infusion with Lifesteal Gem. For your affixes, you want to have damage increased by 20% at full focus, gain health and focus on kill or fatality, and indestructible unrepairable combo. On your offhand, you want to either go with a bow or you can go with a shield, as you see I am set up. And then you will again slot it with lifesteal increase, damage increase by up to 10%, and healing increase by up to 15%, both based on durability. And then you want to go with item weight reduction and follow it by indestructible unrepairable combo. Your main headgear is going to be a magical piece, and you want to slot it with focus cost reduction again, ice damage increase by 15%, focus cost decrease by 25% at full focus, and damage taken reduction by up to 10% based on durability. On your main armor, you want to go with max health increase by 15%, frozen enemy armor decrease, max health increase by 10% of max focus, damage taken reduction based on durability, and item weight reduction, followed by drain health in combat. On your gloves, you want to go with focus cost reduction again, physical damage increase, frost buildup increase, healing, and damage taken decrease based on durability. You can either go with damage taken increase by 26% if not at full focus, or you can go for lowered stagger resistance. Do not go for focus drain on any of your gear. On your pants, you want to go with focus cost reduction, damage increase by up to 10% after sprinting, or alternatively, you can go with damage increase by 10% after a successful dodge, damage taken decreased by up to 10%, item weight reduction, and indestructible unrepairable combo. For your rings, you want to go with Battle Cry Ring, Ring of Broken Promises, and Rune Ring. This is an endgame build, so I assume everybody either has a Battle Cry Ring or a Ring of Determination. However, if you don't have it, You could switch this for Band of Calmness and then slot in focus gain increase affixes throughout your gear, and the build should still work fine. However, you will have to also distribute your stat points so that you won't be as squishy as this particular setup. That's it for the build components. Let's go ahead and get into... God, I'm going to nuke you to hell. Stop looking at me. Anyways, let's get into the Crucible. I have shown you what the build can do with using some very, very overpowered echoes. So let's get through the Crucible this time without using any echoes and see how it does. Someday I'll kill you, Elsa. Someday. For your long range engagements, you want to go with the homing missiles, and then for your medium to close range, you want to go with the glacial spike, or you want to go with the frost. I believe 3 hits from your frost stream would freeze most enemies, and then you can just throw your weapon at them and shatter them for style points. Just be careful when you're sending out your weapon with a throw. It takes a while for it to come back to you. So if you are throwing it at an enemy and you're shattering them, you better hope that the shatter will kill them, because while you're waiting for your axe to come back to you, you are pretty much a sitting duck. If there are more than one enemy around and not all of them are frozen, you could die to the one that's alive. Also with bosses, if you freeze them and you want to shatter them, make sure that your throw is going to kill them, because the first part of the throw will shatter them and they will become operational, so to say. And then while you're waiting for your axe to come back to you, you can pretty much die to them. It has happened more than a couple of times to me. I thought I'll mention that. That's the only quirk of this build. With normal enemies, they're pretty much they die without having to worry about it. But if you're bossing and you want to shatter the boss, make sure that the shatter is going to kill the boss. Otherwise, don't send out your weapon. And the damage on these runes are bonkers. I don't know if these numbers are going to stay the same all throughout the game, but I think they're a little too high, no matter what the focus cost is. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just look high as soon as you start using something broken like a battle cry ring. That allows you to just spam them with no end, but hey. We'll see how the balancing unfolds in this game, as this is what it is right now, and you can have a little bit of fun. But it is my experience that builds like this tend to become boring quite fast. So even though I'm just using them to farm, I like to build something fun into them, like this whole axe throw thing. I like it. Hey, hey, hey. Good boy. Glad this guy got stuck in here. It would have killed me.
The war is eternal.
Yeah, it's right after the Seneschal, the enemies start to get a little bit tankier than usual, so you have to be careful. Before that, they're no problem. Oh, I found myself some food. Where'd that food come from? That only had a mushroom on me. Totally forgot. I could have just probably skipped a few levels. Come on. Alright, let's get to the Echo Knight and see how long it will take us to kill him without using any echoes. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Yeah, that's a mistake we don't want to make. This throw should kill him. Yeah, don't do this. Don't do what I'm doing. Do this instead. Just hold down your crossfit. Hey!
Never end.
Yeah, I guess you can't do that either. Heh. So that's it for the build. Freeze them, shatter them, just hold down your cross stream and watch them die. Except for okay, if you have some damage echoes, because damage actually has an effect on how fast you can freeze your enemies. You could probably, if you have 1 or 2 damage echoes, just hold down your frost stream on the Echo Knight and he will die too. I haven't tried it. Usually he just dies with the glacial spike. But anyways, that's the build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, as always, leave them in the comment section and I will reply to all of them as soon as I get a chance. And see you all in the next build, which is going to be another fast level up guide with a different setup. And then after that, we are going to do a whole bunch of new player builds, which are truly new player builds. No plagued items, no embers involved, just something you can set up if you are a brand new player, so that we have some good guides out there by the time co-op comes out. And there is sure to be a surge of new players coming into the build. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you. Bye.